Hey, how you doing there again, folks? You got, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my Sampler Platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler Platter videos, series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. We're going over there, try out food and drink items. I go over there, I eat the stuff, I drink the stuff, and then I talk about the stuff. That's how the whole thing goes. It's simple, it's concise, it's everything. It's everything that you need in your day. I mean, not really, like, it's not even anything I need in my day, but, like, you know, it's an accompanying thing that you could add on. What's that crap that they put on, like, those little, it's not basil, I can't think of what it's called, when they have that little, the garnish, that they put on, like, with food, that little stupid thing that's just there, it doesn't do anything. Although I haven't seen most places do that in quite a while, so maybe they stopped doing that. Good, whatever. Anyway, it's early in the day, folks. For me, anyways, So yeah, what am I here trying for y'all today, folks? Oh, by the way, of course, Peter K and Thunderbolt poster back there. Hey, look, crappy old Ladder's back. He was always there, but he was behind the door. You can see I've been arranging some stuff. There's a bunch of CDs up there. And there's some Listerine, or no, Scope, I think. Yeah. But that's just there to go over there and bookend the CDs for right now. So that'll be moved. I have more. What am I trying for y'all today, folks? Well, folks, we're doing a special one. I mean, kind of. Are any of mine special, really? No, but, whatever. Boom! We're doing the Whozeewhatzit. I had to make sure that I got the thing right. Candy bar named by Lisa M. Good on you, Lisa M. I enjoy the name of your candy bar that you have named. This is a new-ish item. I think it's been out for at least maybe a couple months or so at the time I'm doing this. I intended to do it a lot earlier, but it just was one of those things that just kind of got pushed back, and then eventually, like today, I was just like, okay, I'm going to do it. So, yes, Whozeewhatzit. It's a chocolatey crisps, and peanut butter candy bar. Sounds pretty neat, plus it's the king size. Remember, for folks around my age, remember when this wouldn't have classified as king size? This would have just been a normal size candy bar? I would yell about about corporations and stuff ripping us off, but, like, let's be honest, we way too much candy, so call it what you need it. But yeah, so why is this special? I mean, I've done plenty of new items, candy bars, blah, 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 blah. Well, folks, because of course, this can't just be one review. No, folks, this is a battle review with the Whozeewhatzit against the Whatchamacallit. Oh, damn! Yeah, so, okay, clearly, for those, this is not a new item. Whatchamacallits have been around for a long time. I don't know how long, but a long time. And it's made with chocolate, peanut butter flavored crisps, and caramel. So, okay, so like this one has chocolate and chocolatey crisps. This has chocolate and peanut butter flavored crisps. But then this one has peanut butter, and this one has caramel. So very similar, but just, kind of changing up the formula a little bit. And when I saw this, I mean, it's clearly, obviously styled to be, this is, kind of the spin-off or maybe the sequel to this, which was a long time coming. Apparently this thing was in production hell, I guess, because I never thought in my lifetime we would see a sequel to the Whatchamacallit, but I'm happy that we do because I really like Whatchamacallits. They're actually one of my favorite candy bars. Up there with like 100 grands. I do like a Butterfinger. I know some people are a little bit divisive on the Butterfinger because it gets stuck in your teeth and stuff, which usually is kind of a stopping point for me when it comes to things. Like, I don't like getting stuff stuck in my teeth if I can avoid it, but with the Butterfinger, I'm willing to let it go. But yeah, so I had to. Can the upstart go over there and take on the fan favorite, folks? I mean, the Whatchamacallit, it's long in the teeth, but it's still got plenty of years in the ring left. It's not gonna put on 5-star matches, but So anyway, let's try the things. How am I going to do this? I don't know why I became an Italian plumber right there, but we're going to do the Whozeewhatzit first. And then we'll do the comparison. I would imagine it's going to be good if it's, very, similarly styled to the Whatchamacallit. Ooh, it's pretty. I mean, it's candy bar, but it's all in one piece, and it looks very nice, so... Alright, folks, let's give it a shot. Let's try out the Whozeewhatzit. That's very good. I mean, I can say right now, to be fair, I haven't had a Whatchamacallit in a little while. I don't actually eat candy all that often if I'm not doing the show these days. But, it definitely, from what I can recall of a Whatchamacallit, obviously I'll be able to tell in a second, it's definitely different. It's definitely more peanut buttery than I recall the Whatchamacallit being. Like, so much so, it, like, especially at the beginning, it almost has like a Reese's peanut butter cup flavor just at the start. It's very easy to bite through. It's not, it's dense, but it's got the nougat. Love the nougat. Highly underrated nougat. But yeah, I mean, it is exactly what it says it is. It's peanut buttery, it's chocolatey. I think they did a great job of getting the proportions right. I mean, realistically, you can't go too wrong with it. I mean, obviously, like, they even have, like, with Reese's, they have, like, the chocolate lovers and the peanut butter lovers. Even just the one that's just a fucking peanut butter cup with peanut butter inside now. So... it's a great combination, obviously. I mean, it's nice and rich. Yeah, I mean, for me, that works perfectly. That is a very good candy bar. Like I said, the way it's set up, it's sweet, but not, like sickeningly so. And like I said, I think it's a very, one of the things I like about the Whatchamacallit is it's a very well constructed candy bar because, it's not entirely about the taste. The taste obviously is the forefront, but the texture and everything. In this case, like I said, it's dense, it's in there, but it's got the proper portions of everything involved. It's easy to bite through, and it wants to melt in your mouth, but then it's also got the nougat for a little bit of crunch and resistance. And I mean, for me personally, I think that's great. So, yeah, this definitely gets a win for me. I mean, I always do my thing. Would I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing these more and more now. By all means, give these a shot, especially if you enjoy a candy bar with some peanut butter and chocolate. I think this would be, like a nice kind of alternative to some of the ones that are available. Again, your Reese's and stuff like that. And again, I mean, like I said, I know I compared it to the Reese's. Like, don't make that a sticking point if you go to try it. Like, don't go into it being like, oh, well, clearly this is just it's like, no. It's probably closer to like maybe a Reese's adjacent, like a Reese's stick. Like they have the wafer sticks, which are really good. But it's a little bit different kind of chocolate peanut butter flavor. That's probably a little bit closer to this because I use Reese's as my comparison because it's the most well known. But again, like it's not, this is much more chocolatey than a Reese's is. And then, like I said, you get the nice texture inside. So, but folks, can it stand up against the Whatchamacallit? I love it. Seriously, Lisa M, whoever you might be, kudos on the name. I love that. Let's go over it. And as you can see, that is, that's extremely similar, just right from the thing. It's just, so. Let's give the old standard a shot. Wow, I mean, I've got to say, like I said, not having had one of these for, a little bit, I was expecting like a much more similar comparison after eating that one. But yeah, it's actually very, very different. For one thing, it's much denser. Like, you bite into a Whatchamacallit, you're getting some feedback. I mean, obviously you got the caramel in there and stuff like that, so that's going to give it a little bit more force. The Whozeewhatzit, definitely more, it definitely easier to just, like you bite into it and you just kind of go through it. This, you actually do have to go over there and get a chunk off of it. And while the tastes aren't entirely dissimilar, this is neither as peanut buttery nor as chocolatey as Whatchamacallit. Because it's definitely, like, the best way I could describe it, the tail end of this tastes like that. Once the caramel flavors, have kind of faded back and everything, and it's kind of more the chocolate and the peanut butter left, then it begins to kind of, like I said, it becomes a little bit more of a similar taste. But it's really only at the tail end of the experience. The rest of it is very different. I mean, it's, it wouldn't be fair to say that, these are, like, siblings, more like cousins, I would say. They're certainly in the same family, but there's some different genetics there. There's states where they could marry in and shit like that, and nobody would say shit. But yeah, But now, okay, so now the comparison comes. Which will win out? Because, Alright. This definitely has the richer flavor, for sure, over the Whatchamacallit. It's a much sharper flavor. Okay. I made my decision on this one. So my takeaway, the Whatchamacallit for me is it's a more mellow experience than the Whozeewhatzit. The Whozeewhatzit, like I said, it's got that sharper flavor. It has a nice texture to it, with the nougat and everything. It has, to use a somewhat douchey term, it has a better mouthfeel, which it's just, I wish that, things like that weren't ruined by, overly pretentious, because it's a good term. It makes sense. You can understand it just by, but this definitely has a better mouthfeel. Because like I said, it's easy to bite into. It's got lots of nice texture. This is much denser, and it's more mellow. It's not as sharp a ride. Whereas this, you get some spikes, pretty much right off the bat. With this, it's more consistent throughout. So for me personally, which one is going to win out? I'd still have to give it to the Whatchamacallit, because here's my thing. The Whozeewhatzit, I think, is a great follow-up to the Whatchamacallit, but with it being so sharp in flavor, I could see this, even though it's not super rich or super sweet, it is definitely, especially when you compare it, it is, a good magnitude stronger than the Whatchamacallit. And I think for me, if I were going to, on a, again, I don't eat candy all that often, but on a more consistent basis, I would reach for the Whatchamacallit more often because it is mellow and it still has a really great taste. Whereas with the Whozeewhatzit, this would be a when I'm in the mood for it candy bar. This would definitely be one of those things where if I saw it on the shelves and I had that particular inclination, this would be my go-to over, again, the Whatchamacallit. But again, overall, I think for me, the Whatchamacallit wins out just because, like I said, it's just a more mellow experience, and it's a bit more, I think it's a bit more textured in terms of, well, not texture, but in terms of just the flavor experience, whereas this, it's very chocolatey, it's, got the peanut butter aspect. This, it's got the chocolate, peanut butter, and the caramel. Yeah. So, that's going to be my conclusion. I like I said, it is not a resounding defeat, but the old champ is still going, in my opinion. I think the new guy, he came in swinging, he put up a hell of a fight. Wasn't his time this time around. For me, the judges just, but he definitely lost by decision. So, and it was a split decision. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Good. Do 5 things for me before I get out of here. Have yourself a spectacular rest of your day, phenomenal rest of your week, monumentous rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, and if you could go over there and have yourself a Whozeewhatzit rest of your life, that'd be pretty fantastic, because these are both very good candy bars. Final 2 things for me, folks, if you could. Try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is always appreciated, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Sometimes I know it doesn't feel like it, but just keep putting it out there, folks. I can't guarantee it's going to pay off, but it's better than the alternative, usually. And then, final thing, folks. If you could do the thing for me, whatever the thing is. Oh yeah, I forgot my other thing. If you can't bring some positivity into the world, try not to be an asshole. But final thing, actual thing, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to do, folks. I want you to go out there. Maybe you're gonna write a song. It's gonna be terrible because it's like the first song you've ever written, and like, trust me, as somebody who tried to write some songs back in high school, it's a bad time. It's a very bad time. But you're going to do what I didn't do, and you're going to keep up with it, and you're going to do it, and it's going to go over there. It's going to, you're going to make your way, and then, maybe you're not going to be like top 40 person, but maybe you are, but then maybe you go over there and you sell some of your songs, sung by folk singers and stuff, and yeah. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me.